Greetings, programs. This is Wretch. Welcome back to World of Warcraft Legion, and we have a busy day today, guys. We have to go rescue some great eagles and break a harpy invasion, at the very least. So let's see what we can do about saving Skyhorn from a horrible fate. Now, we have a area objective, which is break the siege of the Kroliak. And here's some eagles to rescue right off the bat. Now, the harpies, I don't know if they've talked any trash yet. They may have actually hotfixed it. But there's certain harpies, I think more around Val'sharah, which is the druid area in Broken Isles. But they talk so much trash when you aggro them. So the reason that we're saving these great eagles is eventually they get corrupted by the harpies and turned into flesh renders. Which, don't get me wrong, these guys look infinitely cooler than the eagles. But I guess it comes at the cost of their souls, so we're going to have to let morals get in the way of fashion. Now, what are you... Oh, you killed two Tauren? Are you sitting there having a feast? What do harpies keep in their pockets? A jumble of twine. Okay. Well, that's not copper, so it's new and exciting. Harpy scream will kick you right in the stomach, so no such thing happens. It's like I'm trying to rescue the eagles from Lord of the Rings. Which I guess makes a whole lot of sense. Those were actually... I like the how Lord of the Rings should have ended, I think, where they just blindfold the eagles and fly to Mordor and just drop the ring into the volcano via airstrike. Would have been a very boring trilogy, but it would have made a heck of a lot more sense. One thing that always kind of bugged me, I understand why they didn't do it in The Lord of the Rings, but in the Hobbit trilogy, all I remember from The Hobbit was watching the cartoon of it. And it used to come on Disney Channel all the time. And I remember that the Lord of the Eagles, when they're saved for the first time, the Lord of the Eagles actually speaks and can talk, can speak English. So I was actually kind of disappointed that the eagles were just that, just eagles. And they almost seemed kind of invincible over the course of the entire, all the Peter Jackson Middle-earth movies. You never see one taken down, I don't believe. Though, to be honest, one may have gotten taken down in the Battle of the Five Armies, but that's a tough movie for me to watch. And I love me some Lord of the Rings and Tolkien. But I don't know what it was, man. I really think that when it came to The Hobbit, that Peter Jackson really should have just done a 4-hour-long movie, very similar to... There you go. There's some of that trash talk. That Peter Jackson really just should have done a 4-hour-long movie. And I know a lot of people are like, well, audiences don't have the... Uh-oh, I got some problems here. Audiences don't have the attention span for a 4-hour movie. That's not true. I mean, a lot of people stayed in the theater for The Return of the King, which was about 4 hours long. And that was just the theatrical cut. The director's cut is much longer. But I think you could have done that entire story, The Hobbit, in a 4-hour movie easily, and gotten everything done and said everything and showed everything that needed to be shown and said. They made the plot way too complicated. They added a bunch of stuff that they just kind of threw in for cinematic effect. There had to be a romance, so let's create this female elf who wasn't in the books. Let's throw Legolas in there. It just, that whole movie that whole movie series kind of put a bad taste in my mouth. Also, to the fact that despite the fact that it's called The Hobbit, there wasn't a whole lot of Hobbit in it. Like, Bilbo was always came off to me as a background character. Now, don't get me wrong, they did get some stuff that I very much enjoyed. I liked the Riddles in the Dark scene. I've never been a particular fan of how they did Gollum, Smeagol in those movies, but I thought they did the Riddle in the Dark very well. And for those of you who are kind of wondering, well, what didn't you like about it? Like I said before, I grew up on the Lord of the Rings, or excuse me, the Hobbit cartoon, and Gollum is very, very different. Very, very different type of character. Actually scarier. I never found Smeagol to be scary, but Gollum in the Hobbit cartoon, he has his moments. And I also like how they did Smaug. He wasn't a dragon, he was a drake. There's a difference if you're a big fan of fantasy and that kind of thing. But in terms of his characterization and the voice and the overall design of the character, I thought they did top notch. That was definitely the reason to see the trilogy, is to see Smaug.
Skyhorn, to me!
Excellent. And we have saved all the eagles. We still got some harpies and other guys to kill here in the group quest. So let me go ahead and clear all these guys, clear the rest of this out, and we'll see you guys back at Skyhorn. So it looks like we are not going back to Skyhorn. We are pushing the offensive here, guys. Skyhorn is that way, and we're gonna be heading the Haglands. Ah.
What wind did you ride it on?
Your bravery has returned to us, some of our fine feathered friends. Well done. Now, how do you feel about a frontal assault? When High Kraliak seized control of the Harpies, she placed 3 powerful and deadly witches in command of the covens under her command. These witches must die. Feel up for the challenge? Head into the Haglands behind me and find these 3 evil creatures. We will cover you from the air and give your prey no sky to retreat. Look for us higher up the mountain, should you survive. Slay Ragul, Agara, and Ugla. And, ooh, blue.
To the sky.
And assaulting the Haglands. Proceed on foot into the Haglands and slay any harpies you find. Quell their numbers. We will provide air support and force your prey to the ground where you can deal with them. Show these witches the fury of your you. Slay 8 Kraliak harpies and 6 Skywhisker loyalists.
Remember, most enemies.
Fair enough. Now, getting back to what I was saying about the Middle-earth stuff, I think the movie, I know a lot of people, a lot of my friends, or not a lot of them, but there are some very vocal who hate the Peter Jackson movies. They don't even like the Lord of the Rings films because of how inaccurate they are to the books. Okay? And I can completely understand that. I like them for what they are. But the Hobbit movies, like the first one, I don't really remember a whole lot of it, other than the fact that I wasn't really fond of their portrayal of the Goblin King. And the second one, I do remember because it had all the Smaug scene and all that. I was a big fan. Raggy the Hexer. Well, here's our first target. Deep Earth Root Straws. But the third movie completely lost me when I saw this, basically the rock worms. Ah, we got turned into a frog. She turned me into a toad. And we saved a bunch of these guys. Happy days. There is a rarer encounter over here as well, in this cave. But when I saw, for those of you guys who haven't seen the movie, essentially the orcs have access to these giant rock worms that are very similar to the sandworms from Dune. That's the vibe that I got from them. And all I thought about is they're trying to break into the Lonely Mountain. And I'm just kind of sitting there like, well, why didn't they use those in the first place? They could just bore through the mountain and that would be that. There was just a lot of logic. And I know, like, Wretch, you're looking for logic in a fantasy movie. I know. But it just put a bad taste in my mouth. That's when the movie just kind of lost me. And don't get me wrong, I like Legolas, and it was good to see some dwarves that were actually serious, because I wasn't a big fan of how Gimli was portrayed in the Jackson trilogy. But by the same token, actually, let's go ahead and fire the cannon here. There we go. That took care of the ads. It was good to see Thorin and all of them portrayed seriously, because it just didn't come off like Gimli was ever a serious character. And I am not about to die here, am I? Nah. Not when I have Smee on my side. I like to think every time I'm fighting, Smee is sitting there nibbling at their Achilles tendons. There we go. Order resources, a jeweled candle, of course, because it's a kobold. Gilded goblet, skull hat, and some weapon power. Good deal. I didn't see the point of Legolas in the movie, other than to kind of a cheap way to sell tickets. It's like, come watch this movie, we've got Legolas in it. And some of the stuff that he did was just, I don't know. There's a reason those movies aren't nearly as beloved as the Lord of the Rings. I just think they added way too much stuff in that was completely unnecessary. And the book is relatively short, and so you could do like a 3-4 hour movie. A primary example of doing a book movie right, in my opinion, is the Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. That was probably one of the best direct, like, movie book adaptations I had ever seen, because the book is relatively short. So they were able to get everything that was in the book into the movie, and they did a really good job with it. I haven't seen any of the other Narnia films, but I know they've had kind of a troubled history. But I think it would have been very easy to have done that with The Hobbit and just made this really good kind of Christmas time appendice to the Lord of the Rings films. But it is what it is, I'm supposed. No director can bat 1,000. All I can think about is that I hope that Peter Jackson kind of learned something. Because from what I understand, I don't know if this is rumor or conjecture or anything like that, but I do know that the Tolkien estate want nothing to do with him anymore. I think The Hobbit was pretty much the last straw, and we just got healed somehow. Oh, a monk. Excellent. This is like, they were on Peter Jackson was on shaky ground with the Tolkien family anyway for The Lord of the Rings and the kind of liberties that he took to the story. But The Hobbit apparently was the very last straw. Boop. And, oh, you're still up. Gotta kill 3 more of those. Hello there, Dwarf Warrior. We'll just leave you to it. Now, how many more we gotta do? We gotta do 2 more hags and 1 more group of kobolds. Ugh, that screech. And they didn't always used to... They didn't do this in past expansions. I guess Blizzard just decided, well, we need to have 1 super annoying mob in this expansion. I guess the harpies won the pool. And looks like we can still deal with some stuff up here. We've got 1 more harpy to kill. We've got a flesh render up there. They're not part of the objective, though. Let's check the map. Looks like... oh, we passed Olga the Hag. Maybe Olga's up here? I hate it when I miss an objective. Ah, okay, I see. Olga is up here on this little hill. What do we got? It's like once we kill this harpy, we can go ahead and just flat out ignore them. And I guess we'll have to wait for Olga to respawn. There we are. Our panda monk friend decided to jump in. Oh, that's actually crazy. He's wearing similar garb to my monk. Holy crap. That's very interesting. I guess he realized that it looked good too. I think mine's a little bit better though. Hey Smee. How you doing, little guy? You having fun? Looks like he's having fun. Hope he doesn't mind all this snow underneath his paws. Now, we've got 3 more loyalists to kill. Let's see if we can track them down. Looks like Chief Skyhorn's already up here. Now, I actually think there is a rare spawn up here at the top of this mountain. So we may, you know what? Let's go ahead and check. If I remember, he's kind of it's possibly a tough rare spawn as well. Is it up here? Oh, there's the High Crawliac. We're gonna. This is the next part of the quest. Whoops! Kind of jumped the gun there. Ow! I am now very purple. Uh-huh. It's okay, we've got Vanish. Well, we're running out of kobolds. Where'd they all go? Why are they being shy? Well, there's Olga again. We've already killed her. Just gotta check. Ah, there we go. Oh, Alliance guy already tagged them all. Curses. It's kind of weird when you're riding through such a layer of such violent things. Just, hey, where are you guys at? Come on, don't be shy. Ooh, chest. Treasure of the Ages, calcified dragon egg. Rabbit. Oh, hello. The Hexer respawned. That was a nice "Oh brother, where art thou" reference. Got the treasure, got turned into a toad. There they are. Hi. I get all of you guys. Thank you, Cannoneer. Now we're good to go. We'll just tell Chief Skyhorn we were delayed. Ooh. Of course, now that we don't need them, they're going to show up in droves, because there's that rare spawn. Majestic Elderhorn. That's down there at the bottom of the mountain, though. I know that because there's a world quest every so often to kill him. He's basically a giant white elk. And whoop. Some green loot. Let's go ahead and heal up while we talk to Chief Skyhorn. Our prey's on the retreat. Time for us to push our advantage. Well done. Now to cut off the head, or cut the head off the snake, as it were. 7:15, 7:45. We're gonna get ourselves a new hood.
Death from above.
Haha! You're covered in the feathers of your enemies.
Anshe guide you.
The time has come to assault High Crawliac, the Witchqueen. You should know that one does not become Queen of the Harpies through kindness. This creature has killed, betrayed, and tormented countless Tauren, Harpies, kobolds, and anything else she had to do in order to secure her position as Queen. Come, friend, let's finish this. Slay High Crawliac, the Witchqueen. Like Arthas's wife? She's got white hair. 739. Ah, a relic that we have much better of.
To the sky. Come, champion. Let us pluck this Witchqueen from our throne.
Right? I wish I had a flying mount.
I'll enjoy killing you.
It is a pain, though, to get flying in this expansion. Apparently a lot less, though, than it was in Draenor. For warlords. There you are. Well, you know, don't you charge, dwarf. We're gonna sap, get some twine, and lay the smack down here. Roll the, and now that the warrior can help. I'm okay with that, just so long as I was the one who initiated the fight. Now we have to be very careful that we don't get flung off the mountain, because that will be awkward. And it looks like we have some birds. Or we had some birds. Whoop.
Now that was a battle.
Who are you? Cursed Guardian. I didn't even notice you. I guess Skyhorn shot him out of the sky. Looked like you were flying there for a second, Smee.
The skies called to me.
You have our respect and honor, Swindlegear. I name you Sky Friend, and grant you free passage through our lands at your discretion. Huzzah. And let's just grab... Let's go ahead and grab this one, because, to be honest, we could also put them in the Kingslayers as well and start leveling up our alternate artifacts. When you're ready, join me at the base of Thunder Totem. I would be honored to have you at my side as my tribe once again swears its allegiance to the young Mela. Together, we are High Mountain. Cool.
Remember, if you are ready to depart, Aviash can fly you to Thunder Totem.
Huzzah! This must be Aviash. Great white eagle. Well, Mela will definitely like to hear this good news. And there's Thunder Totem right there. I think it would actually be kind of cool if the totem had arcing electricity going up and down it. Just a little bit. Not be completely like just shocking at all times, but just a little bit of subtlety, I think, would be kind of cool to show that the elements are behind the Tauren. Just those little artistic things. You know how that goes. Whoa. And here we go. Ha! Aviash didn't drop you into the river on your way here. Good. That means he's starting to like you. Shall we get this ceremony over with? Yeah, let's go ahead and do it, Chief.
I'm not one for ceremony, so let's get this over with.
I wonder if he actually beats people over the head with that totem, or if it's just a symbol of office.
I have already ordered my eagle riders to make for Thunder Totem. You may find the air a bit thicker with feathers soon.
Okay. That is what it is, I suppose. Hey, Mela, how you doing? Look what I got here. It was a bit of a chore. Let's see if he says anything.
Let it be known that I, Lasan Skyhorn, chieftain of the Skyhorn tribe, once again declare my allegiance to High Mountain.
Alright.
Together, we are High Mountain.
Oh, I see. They dropped the totems here to let them, to let Mela know of their allegiance.
I am Mela. I stand.
The Skyhorn are with us? This day just got much better. And Plume of the Great Eagle?
Together, we are High Mountain.
Huzzah. Well, let's go ahead and use these artifacts. And we have quite a bit of trash here that we can sell for tasty, tasty gold. Now, as you can see, it's getting harder and harder to power up the Dread Blades. Now we need 1,000 artifact power to do so. What does this mask look like? Huh. Traditional roguiness there. We'll get that transmogged as soon as possible. Now, if there's anything... Well, we still have some harpies to kill up here at the Screeching Crag. We have another group objective, so let me go ahead and head that way since we're in a harpy killing mood. So I was on my way to that harpy area, and we have a quest up here at the top. Bola Skyfeather.
What has the wind brought?
I received word that a coven of harpies and their rocks plan to attack in force. They'll be coming from the mountains to the north. Use one of the Bola launchers and I'll man the other. Quick. Slay 42 coven attackers. Oh.
Together, we are high mountain.
They are not happy that we killed their queen. Holy crap. Okay. Yep. They are definitely not happy. They look exactly like the Hawkmen from the Flash Gordon movie. Go, my Hawkmen! Which is like one of the best 80s cheese movies of all times. I think it was in the 80s or late 70s. I'm pretty sure the 80s. Queen did the soundtrack for it, and oh, so good. Brian Blessed played Vulcan, King of the Hawkmen. Now we also have an exploding boa bola, not boa. I'll just launch exploding snakes. That should hit everything in an AoE, like so. There we are. I love it when WoW is able to do stuff like this. Just kind of change it from the traditional kind of quest when they're able to spice it up a bit. They all disappeared. I also wanted to say, because of my little Lord of the Rings rant this episode, I don't dislike Peter Jackson or his filmmaking. I think visually, he's an amazing director. And also, without him, we wouldn't have got one of my favorite movies, District 9. When they were trying to get Peter Jackson to do the Halo movie, which has been in development hell for quite some time. And when they decided that they weren't going to go through with Peter Jackson, though, still retained his full directing fee, which I think was like $20 million or something. He was able to flex those Lord of the Rings muscles. And he took that $20 million and gave it to the filmmaker and said, here you go, just make something cool with it. And he made District 9, which was an amazing film. If you guys haven't seen it, I think I liked it so much because it was something that I hadn't seen in a long time. And we've killed all the harpies, haven't we? Whoops.
Have you come to trade?
That was some nice work out you did there, Swindlegear. Thanks for the assist. Oh! Ding! Congrats, man! Level 106. Huzzah! Alrighty, well that actually seems like a perfect place to go ahead and end the episode, guys. I'll go ahead and hit that harpy area off camera, and when we come back, we'll either head to the next tribe or get our hunt on with Hemet Nessenwary and friends. But hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you liked the episode, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, that'd be a big help. And we'll see you next time. Later days, everyone.